he is so strong that even Galactus was threatened by Franklin as a child and decided to not try to attack Earth because of possible confrontation with Franklin.
Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together as a family.
Introduced in the Fantastic Four in 1986, Franklin Richards was born a mutant. He's the first child of Reed and Sue in both their pregnancies had complications, but in this one, she suffered from strange cosmic impulses of living energy, and it ended up endangering both her and Franklin. But the Fantastic Four went to the negative zone, stole a cosmic control rod, and used its powers to make sure everything was okay, and Franklin was born safely. But this did make him like an Omega level mutant. Powers manifest as they get old. I don't have a candle lit. Who am I? We are complete again. So unlike most mutants where when they reach adolescence their powers start manifesting, he actually had his powers manifest when he was months old. He even used his powers to start helping the Fantastic Four defeat villains as a toddler. So very early. His powers ended up overwhelming him as a child to the point where his dad had to put him into a coma to try to regulate his powers because it would either destroy the world or destroy Franklin or both. And Franklin only woke up when Ultron attacked and he helped the Fantastic Four defeat Ultron, and then his powers were kind of just back to normal after that, so it was all good from there. Later, Franklin used his powers to age himself up. He worked alongside the Fantastic Four for a little while like that. This is called Avatar when he does so. As the Avatar, he's super strong, his telepathic abilities are incredible, and he also has a lot of the same intelligence that his father does, but he doesn't know how to apply it yet because, and he does this later on, Franklin mentions later on when he's back to being a child that he understood that even though he was stronger and he was older, he didn't have the life experiences to actually work as a randomly aged up adult, so he actually does kind of not regret it, but he understands that it was not the best move. But hindsight is 20/20, so. He's been a part of a lot of the younger superhero groups that Marvel has come out with over the years, because that is something that every superhero kind of has a group of kids that they're trying to raise to be the next generation of heroes. So you have Strange Academy and stuff, the Future Foundation, which Franklin was a part of the Future Foundation since it was made by his father. That is a think tank that Reed Richards put together to try to better humanity. He was part of the Power Pack team, which is a secret that he kept from his parents. And he was also an X-Men under Generation X, which was ran by Emma Frost and Banshee, which was raising the next generation of X-Men. But how is he the strongest Marvel character? Well, his powers are insane. He can essentially think of whatever his imagination wants and he can make it happen to some degree. He has telepathic and telekinetic powers. He has the ability to rearrange the molecular structure of items or of things. And he can create pocket universes where he can make either multiverses or pocket universes that are identical to his own or vastly different depending on what his imagination comes up with. And he can bring people back from the dead this way because of his pocket dimension reality warping powers. He was granted citizenship to Krakoa because of his mutant origin, but when he tries to go to Krakoa one time, Xavier actually talks to him and he's like, hey, I think you're not actually a mutant. I think the fact that you wanted to be a mutant changed it so that you are a mutant. So now that you don't have your powers, because he does lose a lot of his powers, now that you don't have powers, you're not a mutant anymore, so sorry. But he didn't just lose his powers. Franklin actually consciously put mental blocks in so it would take away his powers and his memories of having powers. So every year, once a year, he actually gets his powers and his memories back, and he uses that in day or night, because I think when he goes to sleep it actually reactivates and he is no longer able to use his powers. So that night he actually uses it to see what might happen in the future and take steps to try to change it just that one night, and he does that every year. And he used it to help his parents take out invisible asteroids, which is really cool. There is a part in the 2022-2024-ish run that is heartbreaking, and it's that New York is under attack and the Fantastic Four don't really know what to do because they're really overwhelmed. So Reed makes this device that ends up vanishing an entire New York City block with the Baxter Building with his children and Ben's children inside, and they have to wait an entire year for the Baxter Building to actually come back. And if you do any sort of time traveling, any kind of interfering with that Baxter Building, they could just never come back. So it's an entire year where they have to go the long way around and live out their lives while their children are not there. And the children don't know that anything happened. They just show up exactly when 1 year later thinking that no time had left. So the children are fine. But it is heartbreaking. Reed feels really bad. The Fantastic Four break up. They don't have money because New York hates them for taking out an entire city block. So maybe First Steps will take something from that because that's a really good Really good point. I hope this answered any questions you might have, and I hope we get to see him in First Look, even if it is just a little bit, because I do think that Sue is pregnant in that trailer and they took it out, but that's just me. If you like this and you want to see more like this, be sure to like and comment and subscribe and hit that bell notification to know when we post more things here on Geek, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!